Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have an interesting beer. This is Rainier. It says Mountain Fresh Beer. So I'm trying to think of where this is out of because I think it's contract brewed. Oh, Irwindale, California. But I think they were somewhere related. Somehow, the company is based in Washington or Oregon, and it's brewed in California, something like that. I'm not sure. But I think I have heard of this before. I've never had it. As far as I know, I think this is just one of those like regional lagers that is pretty old and is somehow hung around all these years. Similar to like Iron City in Pittsburgh, or I'm trying to think of another one, like Old Style in Chicago. They might be owned by another larger company, but they're still like regionally made and sold in that city where they originated. And I think this is an example of one of those. But as far as I know, this is just a pale lager. And it is 4.6 ABV. So someone sent it to me, and I hadn't had it. I think the reason I actually had heard of this is I think they brought it up on the Don't Drink Beer podcast, because it sounded familiar when I saw the can. But anyways, that's all I know about it, and crack it open and see what we got. I do like going back to the simple side of things sometimes, admittedly. So, as you can see, it pours a 100% completely opaque. I would say straw color with a really small white head that faded away pretty quickly. It actually doesn't smell too bad, to be honest. There's definitely a little bit of like earthy. I mean, it says on the can made with Yakima Valley hops, but there is like an earthy hop character to it. And then underneath that, I would say it's kind of just like a watered down apple juice aroma, which I kind of get from a lot of pale lagers. But to me that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that's just what they are. It's better than having something that's actually where the aroma is off-putting, and that's not the case here. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. It is a pale lager, but I will say it's one of the better ones I've had. It does have a little bit of a hop kick to it. I mean, I wouldn't consider it hoppy, but it's not just. There is like some balancing bitterness. It actually tastes like it's from legitimate hops. It's a little. I would say it's a little drier than most commercial pale lagers. It doesn't have like that sweet corn taste. It actually tastes pretty clean. It tastes like it's actually made with real malts and not like adjuncts like rice and that kind of stuff. I could be wrong. Maybe it is, but it just seems a lot cleaner than most of them. I mean, it's still not as good as like a lot of craft lagers, but it's not bad. And if I lived in that area and I wanted to drink this kind of beer, like I would much rather buy this than AB InBev and Miller and Coors type stuff. So it has that going for it. I actually probably say it's even better than Yingling, which I mean, for what that is, I like Yingling way better than those two. So I guess I understand why they stuck around for a while. If it, I don't know how much this costs, if it's more expensive than those. But nowadays, because those breweries are really bumping up their prices and they're not that cheap anymore, some of these like regional ones actually end up being even cheaper than they are. So, you know, if this is even cheaper than like Coors Light or Bud Light or whatever, like I would, even if it's the same price, I would absolutely buy it over this. But especially if it's cheaper, you know, there's not. I'm gonna put this in the drink category. There's really very few times where I can think in my head that I would actively go out and buy this unless it was like dirt cheap. But for what it is very clean and easy to drink, and I think it's pretty flavorful, to be honest, for what it is. So I'll give them props for that. If I knew how much this cost, I might even bump it into the buy category. I would say based on flavor, I'm not going to do that. But if I knew how much it cost and it was like pretty cheap, if it was, you know, maybe $15 a case or less for like 12-ounce cans, I would probably definitely put it in the buy category at that point. I'm going to say based on taste, for me it's a drink, but it's really good for what it is. So if you're in that area and you just want something cheap to drink, please buy this and don't buy the other macro crap. This is way better, and I'd rather. I mean, this might be owned by one of them anyways, and I don't even know it. But it's definitely a better product than what their standard stuff is. So, yeah, I think that's all I got in this guy. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.